welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the new rules and regulations on drone flying in Canada. It's a new law. It just was passed last Thursday, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was last Thursday. And I just wanted to give you my thoughts on it and inform others that do not know about it so far. So first of all, this is from Transport Canada website. You can go to tc.gc.ca drone safety and look at the rules and regulations. And I've made a copy of all the rules and regulations here to keep with me at all times, so I have that on me while I'm flying. But let's just read through these here and I'll give you my thoughts on them. First of all, it says rules for recreational drones. And I'm reading this right off the Transport Canada website. If you fly your drone for fun and it weighs more than 250 grams and up to 35 kilograms, you do not need special permission from Transport Canada to fly. Follow the basic safety rules below. Not doing so may put lives, aircraft, and property at risk. If you fly where you are not allowed to or choose not to follow any of these rules, you could face fines up to $3,000. Now, we knew this was coming. It's just a matter of time. There's rules and regulations in pretty much every country. Some, they're all different in each country. But we knew it was coming in Canada. Now, that being said, I'll get into it a little bit more later, but you do not need to register your drone like you do in other countries, but you do have to follow these rules and regulations. So let's go through these and discuss them a little bit. Number one, do not fly your drone higher than 90 meters above the ground. Well, I don't know. I think in the U.S. it's 400 feet, I think it's 120 meters, somewhere in that vicinity. That's pretty standard, pretty much everywhere. We're going to come back to number two. Number three, closer than 9 kilometers from the center of an aerodrome, any airport, heliport, seaplane base, or anywhere that aircraft take off and land. That's common sense, guys. Don't fly around airports. I think it is actually 9 kilometers, somewhere it says on here. It says 9 kilometers from a airport. That's a little over 5 miles. I think it's the same in the U.S. and most places. Do not fly your drone within controlled or restricted airspace. Common sense, duh. Within 9 kilometers of a forest fire. All right, that's pretty self-explanatory. No, not a really big issue there. Do not fly your drone where it could interfere with police or first responders. Another, pretty common sense one. At night or in clouds. Well, clouds is, common sense too. If you're flying in the clouds, you're going to be over 90 meters above ground. So that's pretty simple. At night, I do have a little problem with night. If your drone is clearly marked like my Phantom is with lights and you're within line of sight, I don't see an issue with it, but they're saying we can't fly at night. So I would say if you're going to fly at night for some reason to film fireworks like I like to do, get permission. It's pretty, not that big a deal. Do not fly your drone if you can't keep it in sight at all times. Now me, personally, I like to have my drone in line of sight. I like to see where it is at all times. I don't like to fly where I don't know where it's at. Even though, like on my Phantom, I can see on my monitor where I am, I still don't like to fly within no line of sight. Do not fly your drone if you are not within 500 meters of your drone. 500 meters is quite a ways, and I know I've had mine out almost that far, the Phantom, and you can't see it. So in line of sight, 500 meters, I'd say just keep it in sight. It should be fine. And last, do not fly your drone if your name, address, and phone number are not clearly marked on your drone. So if it, any drone you have that weighs over 250 grams, make a label up and put it on there. Now, like I said, you do not have to register your drone in Canada. So it means there's no registration number like that, but you're still supposed to have your name, address, telephone number clearly marked on your drone. Not a problem. I fly responsibly and I don't have an issue with that. Okay, now let's get back to number 2. This is where I kind of don't understand, and they're not very specific on their rules, so it's kind of hard to get into detail what a lot of these refer to as. Do not fly your drone closer than 75 meters from buildings, vehicles, vessels, animals, people, crowds, etc. Well, that pretty much leaves out flying anywhere. Pretty much everywhere you fly, there's that is going to come into effect. If I'm out in the middle of nowhere, we live up here. I live up here in Canada in a lot of forest area. If I'm out in the middle of the forest flying, not around vehicles or buildings or people or vessels, you know darn well there's probably animals out there. Now I don't know how specific they mean on animals. I could be flying, I don't see any animals around within 75 meters, and I take my Phantom off and I fly around, and a flock of Canadian geese fly over within 75 meters from me. Is that my issue? I'm following the rules, but I just don't quite understand that. But I'm sure that as we go on, the rules will probably get more specific. But it's not really. I don't think that these laws are supposed to help us, drone pilots, become better pilots, and to us people like me, I know in particular, and a few others that are flying responsibly and following these rules. I don't think that that's where the problem lies. It's the people, the kids that are buying these drones and flying them irresponsibly, and that's what's creating issues. And that's been an argument since rules and regulations have been stated in a lot of countries. But we knew it was coming here in Canada, and I'm sure eventually that we'll probably end up having to register them here, which I don't have a problem with either. I do think that maybe there needs to be some kind of safety course taken for them, and pass a safety course to be able to get a license to fly them. And I wouldn't have a problem with that either. But, as of now, if you want to check out the website, you can do that and read through all the rules and regulations, and make sure you stay safe and responsible and follow the rules and regulations. But I don't want to make this video too long, so I guess that's my thoughts on it. And if you have any comments, leave them below, and we'll discuss them. And as always, happy flying.